Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a white sauce or a bechamel sauce. Everybody's eaten bechamel at some point, whether it's a cauliflower cheese or you've had it in some kind of a tart base. It's a great sauce to know how to make, and there's lots of kind of confusing recipes of how you stop it being lumpy and how long it lasts and kind of lots of strange things. So today we're hopefully going to clear up some of those bits. So I've got a solid base pan. And we've got 4 ingredients, not including salt. So we're going to make a roux first of all, and a roux is a combination of butter. We've got unsalted butter and plain flour, okay? The other ingredient is some milk. Now, if you don't eat dairy, you can replace all these ingredients. A slightly different method we need to use, but we want to create quite a light but rich sauce, and this is going to be used into one of your boxes to make a beautiful leek gratin. Okay, so we start by melting some butter in the pan. Now, a roux is a very classic French technique, and for a white sauce we want to make a white roux. For a cheese sauce, a sauce mornay as it's known, we would want to toast it a little bit longer and make a blonde roux, it's called. If we were making a thickened sauce where we were going to add some beef stock or lamb stock, we would want to cook it out even more and make a brown roux. Okay, so I've got a little bay leaf as well, just for a wee bit of extra flavour, but not necessary. Now, the white sauce freezes extremely well. A great thing to have a tub of it in the freezer. You come home, you look in the fridge, you've got a bit of broccoli, a bit of cauliflower, some fried onions left, some white beans, whatever. You can make a really quick, tasty dish that, some grated cheese on top, pop it in the oven, and you've got a yummy base. Obviously used as in lasagnas and lots of things. So I've melted the butter now. I don't want anything else happening there. I just want to melt it, and I'm going to add my flour. Now, you'll get a recipe with this that will give you weights. I've made this a few times in my life, so I'm just kind of doing it by eye a little bit. You could use different types of flours as well. They just kind of act a wee bit different and bring a different flavour, but they'll work. Okay. We're just looking for this sort of consistency. Basically, we just want to use the flour to soak up all the butter there. So I'm going to tiny bit more. Okay, I'll get these out of the way. Now, I'm using cold milk. You could infuse other flavours into the liquid. So, for example, if we were going to make a white sauce base that we wanted to do a smoked fish tart, I would have poached the fish in this milk, so it would have given this beautiful smoky aroma to my milk, and then use that to make my fish base, and then add my fish in at the end, maybe some crab. But I just want to show you a very base. It's more about the technique rather than the specific flavours or uses. Okay, so we toasted that off. Now, this is a big mistake that people make, is they keep the heat quite low at this stage. What we want to do is actually increase our heat a little bit. We add a touch of milk, and we want to see this action. We want this boiling. So what's happening here is we've got a lot of evaporation. And the flour particles are actually all exploding, and that's what thickens it, okay? So we want to kind of keep it on quite a heat, and it's important to keep mixing it, all right? If we added in the milk and we keep it on really low heat, that's how we're going to get lumps. So this initial stage is quite aggressive cooking, and then when we've incorporated all the milk and we're happy with the consistency, we turn the heat down and we cook it very gently for around 20 minutes, so we can see the thickening quite quickly. Okay. And stirring is important. Okay, so you can see it's getting elastic again. The milk's evaporated and incorporated into the flour, but I can also see that we've not got too many lumps. Really silky. And then we go in with the next batch of milk. It's not important to throw it about your kitchen. Okay. So again, goes a bit lumpy. We keep going. We're still on a medium to high heat. If you were using warm milk, you might not need it to be so hot, but you know, dirtying another pan to heat up some more milk, it just all feels like a bit of a faff. And the outcome is just exactly the same doing it this way. Okay. So just taking care. You see, I've got quite a big pan for the quantity we're making because I'm almost beating it as I stir it, just so it's not going over the side all over the place. Okay. See, we're getting that nice silkiness again. Right, and we're going, and now we can start to add a little bit more. When I started cooking, it was one of these things like mayonnaise that you're quite scared of. Why does it go so lumpy? And you know, it felt very overcomplicated. But it's just understanding how the flour works and being brave to give it a little bit of heat. Okay. I can see now all the flour is dispersed through the milk, so I'm not worried that we're going to get a lumpy sauce. So I'm going to add the last of my milk that I've got here. I'm going to turn the heat down now, okay, and give that a last mix. And I'm going to continue with a few other jobs in the kitchen, and I'll just come back now and again and give it a stir every few minutes. Keep half an eye. We're on like a low heat. If I let it, you can see it's just ticking over, just like this. But good time to be getting on with some other bits and bobs, okay? Okay, so we've had our sauce ticking over for around about 15 minutes now. And the thing we're looking for here is the consistency is nice. The flavour, the flour's cooked out in the sauce. So the last thing to do is just add a pinch of salt, stir that in, and that's just made a very basic white sauce. When we make the leek gratin in one of your later boxes, we'll add an egg yolk in there, we'll fold in our cooked leeks, but I hope that you give it a shot, and I look forward to see you in the next video.